Pepper, and welcome back to my crazy channel. I should be saying welcome back to my crazy life because in the last few months so much has happened in my life and I don't even know where to start. So I am going to be doing a whole bunch of story times to catch you guys up. So the last time I was on YouTube, I was actually in the hospital and I had my brand new son. My son is now 3 months old, and let's just say in the last few months I ended up making a dumb decision that affected my life, my child's life, my entire family. I'm on it, I want it, to start off this story, we're going to say right after I got out of the hospital, we ended up moving into this townhouse. Before we moved into this place, I went there a day before, and when I walked into this townhouse, it was nothing like it was when I paid this guy thousands and thousands of dollars and when I signed a contract with this guy. We went to go see this house while I was pregnant, but after we had the baby, we didn't go back because of COVID. I was just like, no, we good. We already been to the place. It's good. I walk in and I notice that there is mold all over the walls. The carpet is extremely dirty and there is black stuff all along the carpet. There's stains on the carpet, dirty walls, and the smell that was inside of this house smelled so freaking bad. I go down in the basement and when I go to the door, I see that there's a few bugs that's crawling all over the floor. I contact the owner of the property and I tell him what I found. I'm like, you know, your house has mold in it. This carpet is unacceptable. It's just, can we get something done to this place before we move in? I don't feel comfortable moving my newborn baby into this house. So the owner of the property, he actually took care of everything. He said, okay, I'm gonna replace the carpet, paint the walls, and do all this stuff. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Now, we really had no choice at that point because once you sign a lease, it's very hard to break your lease once you already signed the lease. And we already paid thousands of dollars, so did we really want to waste thousands of dollars? No. So we moved into the place. So the day that we moved into this place, I would say that our lives already just started to change. I just remember my fiance being downstairs in the basement and he was playing his video games and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go see him. I go down to his little man cave. When I get there, I see that the bugs that was in the basement has multiplied. There was thousands and thousands of bugs crawling all over the basement. And I'm like, oh my God, what kind of bugs is this? What did I get myself into? So this is a problem we are facing in our rental home. Oh my God, I'm freaking out. As you can see in the video, the bugs are crawling. Oh my God, Jesus. As you can see, they all are coming from this door right here. My fiance, he's like, it's nothing. It's just a little bit of bugs. He was not even fazed by this at all. So because he was so relaxed and so calm, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna leave the baby down here with him and I'm gonna go upstairs. So I leave my son downstairs with my fiance. I go upstairs and when I come back downstairs and I see these bugs flying flying over their heads. And I'm like, oh my God, like what kind of bugs is this? I am terrified of bugs. So my fiance, he's like, okay, take the baby, go upstairs. When I go upstairs, my fiance goes down there and he starts killing as many bugs as he can possibly kill. And when I go back, when he checks back in with me, he says, babe, I just killed 25 to 30 flying bugs. Y'all, my skin just literally just started to creepy, crawly, and just, oh my God, like I started to freak out. I'm like, oh my God, like what do we get ourselves into? There's bugs flying all over this place and there's bugs crawling all over the floor. So the next day I wake up in the bedroom with my son and my son actually sleeps on the bed next to me in his bassinet. So I get up, I look over to my son, and when I look at my son, I notice that there's something on his neck. Now my son, he has some rolls on his neck, and in order for me to see what was on his neck, I would have to lift up his neck to see what it was. So I get closer to my son, I slowly creep up on him. I look at his neck and I see that there is a big black bug under my son's neck. I'm like, oh my God, what the heck? Like, why is there a bug on my son's neck, you guys? I lift up his neck and I don't even know what kind of bug was on his neck. Still to this day, I don't know. So I lift it up, I take a napkin and I take the bug and smash it. I open my napkin and I notice it's a black bug. The eyes on this bug was just looking at me. I look at my son and I notice his body is covered in this rash. It looked like it could be bug bites just all over his body, all over his back, and behind his ears. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what kind of bug just bit my son? So I'm freaking out at this point. I'm like, we're in this house that's really infested with all types of bugs. So I grab my son, I pick him up and I take him to the bathroom, put him in his little baby bathtub, and I fill it up with water, and I'm ready to wash my son. I grab his washcloth, and when I grab his washcloth, there was a bug crawling on my son's washcloth. I don't know what kind of bug it was, but it was crawling all over the washcloth. I scream, I take my son, I run out the bathroom while he's naked, and I'm running through this townhouse trying to get away from these bugs. I go to the bathroom that's inside the basement. When I open the door, I notice that there are spider webs all over the ceiling. And when I looked over to the other side of the bathroom, there are spiders crawling on the ceiling. I look down, there are spiders crawling on the floor. There is literally bugs all over this house, and I did not know what to do. I couldn't break my lease. I couldn't leave. I had nowhere to go. There's COVID going on outside. What am I supposed to do? I contact the owner and I tell him, listen, we cannot live like this. We need something done with these bugs in this house. So the owner of the house agrees to contact pest control. Pest control comes out to the property, and when the guy comes out, he tells us, you know, because of the baby that's in the house, we can't really spray too much stuff down because of that, and also because you have a dog. So the guy tells me, he says, there's really nothing we can do to control the problem. We can just come out every 2 weeks to try to maintain the bugs. And I'm like, no, we can't live like this. At this point, I'm getting really overwhelmed. My entire life just really spiraled, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I just wasted thousands of dollars on this townhouse. My son is a brand new baby and I'm not getting any sleep at night. I'm taking care of my son 13 hours a day because my fiance, he works in Virginia. So I'm left to take care of this baby all day long, a brand new baby that I don't know how to take care of. So it's a lot that I'm trying to learn. I'm contacting my family. They're not going through the same thing mentally. And I was actually diagnosed with postpartum depression around this time. So being in this house, it was really draining me. I could not live like this. I had to protect my son. I had to get us out of this house. But what do you do? Like, how do you escape from a townhouse that's in such a bad condition when you're in the middle of a pandemic? If I was to take my newborn son out of this house, I am literally risking his health by leaving out of this door, but I'm also risking his health by staying in this house any longer. So after having this conversation with the owner, he actually agreed to allow us to terminate our lease. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. It's time to terminate our lease. And he said we can terminate our lease with no problem at all. So I was happy about that. Hi, Bella. I was happy about that. And Bella wants to say hi. We had to find a place to move to, and that was the biggest challenge for us, because with COVID going around, a lot of places aren't available, and the apartment places that I was calling, they was like, nope, we're not showing any apartments. So they want you to basically move into an apartment without seeing it first. And I'm like, I was not okay with that. So I contacted my real estate agent, and she informed me that because of the time of year that we were looking for a place, there wasn't really many options available. So I'm literally losing my mind at this point. Like, what are we going to do? Where am I going to move my family to? After we move out, I contacted the owner for our security deposit back, and I thought it was going to be so simple to get our money back. No, this guy, he tried to fight us for our money. But I knew that, okay, at this point, I am going to have to prepare us to go to court. I have to go and fight this man for our money to get our security deposit back. And to be 110% honest, this was not a little bit of money. We're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars that I needed to fight to get back. So after I noticed that this guy was not going to give us all of our money back, I sent him a text message and I said, listen, if you do not give us our money back, we're going to have to contact our lawyer. And I guess us saying that we're going to have to contact our lawyer made him think like, oh, I don't want to go to court. And he ended up giving us our money back about a week later. I am so happy to be out of the house. We're living in a nice apartment that we're really happy with, and we purchased our home. Our dog is happy, our baby's happy, my whole family's happy. So you guys, that's all for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, I love you guys also very much. Thank you so much for watching.